Good afternoon, dear students. Do you know in a previous class what we studied in social science? In social science, we studied one of the divisions of the social science, business studies. Okay, in business study, we studied about financial transactions and what is the meaning of the bank. After that, what are the features of the bank and what are the functions of the bank. In previous class, we studied these all important aspects. Dear students, in today's class, we are going to take a look at sociology. In sociology, we are going to take a look at the first unit, social stratification. What do you mean by social stratification? Do you know? Do you know the meaning of social stratification? In this session, we are going to take a look at many important things. One is the meaning of social stratification. Second, what are the social inequalities? One is social inequality, two, education and inequality, and one more, gender inequality. We are going to study these important inequalities. One, social inequality, two, uh, education and inequality, and the third one, gender inequality. After that, we are going to take a look at what are the features of social stratification. Then, after that, we'll study about one more, untouchability, a social level. Then, problems of untouchability and what are the legal measures to eradicate untouchability. So, in this session, we are going to study about these all important aspects. Right? Now, let's move on to the social stratification. Dear students, what is social stratification? Let me explain you. Social stratification means, or the meaning of social stratification is the method of dividing people. The method of dividing people into different strata and then assigning different roles and status in the society. See, let me explain one more time what is social stratification. Social stratification means dividing the people into different classes and, and assigning different roles and status in the society. This is called social stratification. Social stratification means dividing people into different classes and assigning them different roles and status in the society. This is called social stratification. So, and before, in the previous class, I told you what is sociology. Social stratification also comes under sociology. I told you and I gave the definition of this sociology. What is sociology? I told you I want to remind you people the meaning of sociology. The sociology, the subject sociology. I mean, sociology is nothing but which studies about the society and the human relation and human behavior. This is sociology. In sociology, we are going to study about the social stratification in detail. Just now we have just now we have studied about the meaning of social stratification, right? And see here, just now I have told you, people are classified according to various qualities. People are classified according to the qualities, according to the various qualities is the proof of social inequality. Let me explain it one more time. People are classified according to the various qualities is the proof of social inequality. How do you find out social inequality? On what basis do you find social inequality in the society? See, here, gender. Let me give an example of gender. We do social inequality in the name of gender. We give importance to male children, but not female children. Social inequality and higher, upper class, lower class, like this. Here, gender, caste, and profession. There is social inequality in the terms of gender. So there is social inequality in the name of profession, social inequality in terms of, or is in the name of the gender. We find social inequalities in these areas. I mean, gender, caste, and profession. Social inequalities. We find many categories. We find many classes: upper class and lower class, inferior, superior. We see this type of the classes in our society. We give more respect to the superior people, but not the inferior people, lowest class people. We need to understand. We need to understand. We should give respect to both the superior people and the inferior people. Superior, inferior. Dear students, try to understand social inequality. We find social inequality in gender, we find social inequality in profession, we find social inequality in castes. Okay, now let's move on to the education and inequality. See, dear students, when it comes to education sector, there is inequality in the education field sector. Every child gets quality education. Every child gets equal opportunities in educational field. Do you follow? Do you maintain that one? Somewhere, unequal opportunities to the children, unequal opportunities. So that should not be happened. Our constitution has given all facilities to the children to get quality education. Somewhere we violate the rules of the laws of our constitution. Everybody must follow our laws. Everybody must respect our constitution. According to our constitution, we should go ahead. We should not violate any rules. We should give respect our constitution. We should give respect our laws. Right? And let's move on to the futures of social stratification. Till now, we have studied about the meaning of social stratification and in society, uh, in what form of, in society, social inequalities. Okay, social inequalities. Where do you find? In which field do you find social inequalities? I told you, when it comes to gender, when it comes to caste, and when it comes to profession, we find social inequalities in these areas. Okay. Now, let's move on to the futures of social stratification. What are the futures of the social stratification? Do you know? Do you have any idea about the futures of social stratification, children? Futures means characteristics. What are the characteristics of social stratification? Or what are the futures of social stratification? See, let's take a look at the first one. The first future of the social stratification. The first future of the social stratification is it is social in nature. The first future. It is social in nature. Which is social in nature? Social stratification. Social stratification is social in nature. See, based on education, income, and profession. Social stratification is social in nature. How? It is based on profession, it is based on education, it is based on profession. So, social stratification is social in nature. This is these are the examples for this, right? And one more features, one more feature of the social certification is it is universal. Social certification, we don't find only social certification in India. We find social certification in all countries' society, not only in Indian society. We find social certification everywhere, in every country. It is spread everywhere. It doesn't stick on only Indian society. It is available or it is found in every country, social certification. So that's why social certification is universal. It is everywhere. It is spread everywhere. Dear students, try to understand the future of the social certification is social certification is universal. Universal means it is everywhere. It is spread everywhere. It is available everywhere. It is found everywhere. It is available in all countries. Okay, this is the second feature of the social stratification. Next, let's move to the third feature of the social stratification. See, it is ancient. Social stratification is ancient. It is ancient means social stratification is ancient since the birth of human society. When the society when the society was originated, since that time we find the social stratification. Do you know when was the society originated? Okay, do you have any idea? When the society was originated, there was social stratification. So there is social stratification since the human society. Since what did I say? The birth of the human society. There is social stratification since the birth of this human society. So we find social stratification everywhere. So that's why the future of the social stratification, third future of the social stratification is uh, it is ancient. Okay, let's move on to the next future of the social stratification. The fourth future of the social stratification is it exists in a different ways. Social stratification exists in a different ways. How? When it comes to Indian society, the fourth feature of the social certification is it exists. Social certification exists in different ways. How? When it comes to Indian society, we find the four classes people: Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Okay, we find four categories of people in India. Especially, we find these four category people in Indian society. What is the job of the Brahmins? What is the job of the Kshatriya? What is the job of the Shudra? What is the job of the Shudra and Vaishya? The Brahmins, the main earlier, but nowadays it's been changed. Earlier, the job of the Brahmin people is to the job of the Brahmins people was to give education to the children for limited number of students. Their job was to teach, to study and to teach. What about the Kshatriya? Kshatriya people were very busy in political administration. What about Arya, Vaishya? Okay, what about Vaishya people? Vaishya people were busy in business and administration, business sector. Till today, Vaishya people are busy in business sector. They were meant for business. Brahmins were meant for education and teaching. And what about Shudra? They were meant for agriculture sector. They were meant to work in agricultural farms. So we used to find the four type of categories in Indian society. Now the time has become changed. Okay, now the time has become changed. Try to understand. Earlier is different, nowadays is different. Right. Now let's move on to the next point. See, uh, in different ways. Okay, these are the features of social certification. One is social in nature. Social certification is social in nature. Two, it is universal. Fourth one, it is ancient. And fourth one, it exists in different ways. These are the features of social certification. Say, we have studied about the meaning of social certification. After that, we came to know that social inequality and gender inequality, and one more, education and inequality. After that, we move to the next topic, that is about futures of social stratification. And now let's move on to the next topic, that is untouchability. Untouchability. Untouchability is nothing but it's a social evil. Okay, untouchability is nothing but it is one of the social evils in Indian society, especially in Indian society. See, problems of untouchability. What are the problems of untouchability? Why we find till today untouchability in our society? What are the problems? What are the problems of the untouchability? See the first example. The first problem is it is the lowest position in the social system. Earlier, earlier there was the practice of untouchability. Till today, we find somewhere the practice of untouchability. Why this happens? Why such problems happen in our society? See, the first problem is it is the lowest position. Untouchability is the lowest position in the social system. And second one, they were kept out of the education, untouchables. The fifth category of the society, the fifth class of our society is untouchables. They were kept earlier, they were kept out of the education. They weren't brought to the mainstream of the education. Untouchables weren't brought to the mainstream of the education sector. They faced many difficulties. Untouchables faced a good number of problems, n number of problems in their lives. They were kept out of the education sector. They weren't brought up to the main sector of the education. They were kept out of the education field. They didn't get quality and good education in those days. They suffered a lot. They did not get any opportunities in ancient society, in our society. They faced many problems in their lives. And the third problem the untouchables faced in their lives was denial of property rights. Denial of property rights. Untouchables, suppose in the olden days, came forward, okay, came forward to buy something, to buy some property in their lives. It was not possible for them. Our society did not allow them to purchase anything because those people were the fifth category people in those society. Okay, the fifth class, the fifth category of the society in those days were untouchables. Untouchables didn't get any opportunity to buy some property or any property in their lives because our society did not give permission, did not allow them to purchase anything. In such a way, they were harassed, they were exploited, they suffered a lot. Understand? And dear students, let's move on to the next problem of our untouchability. Untouchability, denial of political participation rights. In olden days, there was no any place for untouchables. They were not permitted to take part any political activities. They were not permitted to, what? They were not permitted to take part in the election process. They were fully separated from our society. They had no any rights. Untouchables had no any right in those days. Our society didn't allow them to take participation in political field. This is these are these are the problems of untouchability. Okay, say untouchables. We treat those people like us. We should give respect. We should give respect. We should give respect to untouchables. Till today, we find untouchability in some area. We should say goodbye to them. We should say goodbye to the untouchability. We should not practice untouchability in our society. It is an offense. Okay. Say, uh, these are the problems of untouchability. Now, let's move on to the one more topic. The topic is legal measures to eradicate untouchability. What measures have been taken by government of India to eradicate, to solve the problem untouchability? What are the legal measures to eradicate untouchability? Yes, children, try to understand. What are the measures? Do you know? Do you know what are the measures taken by government of India to eradicate the problem untouchability? Okay, let me explain. The first one, the Article of 17 of our Constitution. The Article of 17 of our Constitution prohibits untouchability. Try to understand. The article number of 17 of our Constitution prohibits untouchability. Everybody must understand this point. We should not practice untouchability in any area. Our Constitution has made this rule. We should give respect the fifth class of our society. We should give respect. We should treat those people with a good respect. We give a lot of respect to those people. They are also human beings like us. We should not do any discrimination between us and them. So, when this law came into existence, those people are quite happy in our society. They are very happy and they lead a beautiful life in our society. They have got constitutional rights. Nowadays, there is no place for untouchability. There is no place for the practice of untouchability in our society. Children, we should give respect to untouchables. We say, it is said that those people are the fifth category of our society, but they are also, remember, they are also human beings like us. They have got constitutional rights. So we should not do any discrimination. We should not do any discrimination to those people in our society. We should give respect to those people. We treat them with love and affection and good respect. Right? And equality to all legal measures. The article of the article of the article of 17th of our Constitution, uh, which has given protection to untouchables, and one more, equality to all. Our Constitution wants equality to all. Our Constitution wants to give equality to all. So it is said that everybody is equal, all are equal before the law. Our Constitution says all are equal before the law. We are all one before the law. Caste may be different thing, but we need to understand all are equal before the law. Right? See, to eradicate untouchability from our society, our Constitution has given special reservation. Our Constitution of India has given special reservation for SCs and STs and other backward classes to give, to make them comfortable, to make them live their life happily, comfortably in our society. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, I would like to remember the great personality of our country. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has done wonderful contribution. He has dedicated his life. He has dedicated his life to our constitution. He has given good and wonderful constitution to us, wherein we find there is a special reservation for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes people and other backward classes. The main objective behind it to enhance or to uplift those people, to bring those people to the mainstream of our society. Everybody should get equal opportunities in our society. So that's why Our constitution has given special reservation for SCs and STs and other backward classes. Nowadays, those people are very happy and quite comfortable and they lead beautiful life. They don't have any problem right now. They live like us. They have got all rights. Okay, upper class and lower class people have got equal rights. They don't have any problem at all. Okay, dear students, in this session, we have studied about the meaning of social stratification and and the inequality, social inequality, gender inequality, and one more, education inequality. Education and inequality. After that, we have studied about the futures of social stratification. Then we move to the next topic, problems of untouchability and what are the legal measures to eradicate untouchability. In this session, we have studied these all important aspects. Dear students, hopefully you have understood these all important areas. We have today in today's session, I mean in this particular session, we have focused mainly on social stratification. Social stratification comes under sociology. We study social stratification, different classes, social inequalities, gender inequalities, and one more education inequalities we find in our society. Right. So, what you have to do is after the class is over, and you need to open the book and go through it. Okay, I mean, you need to read the unit number one, social stratification. Understand very well. If you don't understand anything, call me or text a message to me. I will answer your question. I mean, I will give solutions to your questions. Okay, if time permits, you people ask me questions related to this topic. I will answer your questions, no doubt at all. Maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I will conduct online tests on whatever I have completed. Maybe political science, maybe sociology, or the topics on sociology, or the topics related to political science, the topic related to business studies. I have planned to conduct online tests, social science, online test on sociology, on political science, and business studies. So I have completed one topic in three divisions. Okay, I completed one unit in sociology. I completed one unit in business study. I completed one unit in sociology, political science, and business studies. Okay, in three divisions, three in each division, I mean political science, sociology, and the business study. I have completed only one unit. Please concentrate on that, go through it, understand well. When it comes to online social test, hopefully you will be able to answer the questions. Maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I will conduct online tests for you people. Please prepare well and be ready for that. Anyway, till now, suppose you have any doubts related to the topics, sociology, the topics related to political science or business study or anything, please call me, get solutions, and be ready for the online test. Dear students, thanks for watching. See you in next class. Until that time, goodbye.